Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, I'm going to do one more historical kind of conspiracy, behind the scenes, factual things about the royals. All right. Somebody mentioned, how come you don't list your sources? I say the sources throughout the whole reading or the whole video that I do. I say, go Google this. I got it from this book. I got it from this library. Like, I'm not a research expert, so I really encourage you to do your own research. And when there is a source, I will mention it. But honestly, it's tarot for fun and entertainment. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to talk today about the connection between the Knights Templar and the royal family, the British royal family, the modern British royal family. As we know, there are deep historical bridges that we can put together, and there's history of the Templars in England. I mean, come on, look at some of the names of the churches and whatnot. Roslin, for one. But how are they active today, and are they actually active today with the British royal family? So I'm going to the Order of the Garter. Is this the Crown's last Templar echo? Now, what is the Order of the Garter? The most noble Order of the Garter is the oldest and most prestigious order of chivalry in Britain, founded by King Edward III in 1348. It is so secretive that even today, its inner workings are barely documented outside the Garter register kept in Windsor Castle. The monarch remains the sovereign of the order, and membership is strictly limited to the monarch, the Prince of Wales, no more than 24 companions, and a few supernumerary knights, usually foreign royals. Now, the Templar connection, the real history, Edward III's ancestral debt to the Templars. It was Edward III, the great-grandson of Edward I, who oversaw the suppression of the Templars in England, but never turned on them as ruthlessly as the French crown did. The French crown was the one who banned them and burned them. Several Templar knights are believed to have fled to Scotland and England under Edward's tactic protection, instead of being burned at the stake like in France. Some historians believe Edward III's revival of a new chivalric brotherhood in the 1340s was designed to preserve the best of the Templar legacy: absolute loyalty, sacred vows, and a tight secrecy. And the historical source for this is the Chronicles of Froissart, mention Edward III modeling the order after the legendary Round Table, which itself was deeply tied to knightly brotherhoods like the Templars. So the Chronicles of Froissart, Froissart. Okay, so look that up if you want the source. All right, number 2, symbols that echo the Templars. The original Templars wore famous white mantles with a red cross. The Garter Knights wear blue velvet robes lined with white silk and a garter sash, echoing ritual attire. The order's motto, and then it's written in Latin, I can't read it, shame on him who thinks evil of it, is famously cryptic. Some conspiracy historians claim it was coded rebuke to those who accused the Templars of heresy and devil worship. The order's insignia features the Cross of St. George, England's patron saint, the same cross the Templars fought under in the Crusades. Now, the historical source for that is, you can find these details in the Garter's statutes, and that's at King's College, Cambridge, holds the famous 15th century manuscript. Right? All right. Number 3, the ritual secrecy. The Order's annual Garter service at St. George's Chapel, Windsor Castle, remains closed to the public. The chapel itself sits on ancient ground. Local legend says an older crypt below was once used to store relics from the Crusades. Each knight's stall in the choir bears a helmet, a crest, and a sword, reminiscent of Templar effigies in Temple Church, London. And the historical source for that is St. George's Chapel Archives detailed real medieval accounts of a secret vault beneath the choir, used to store royal charters and unknown relics. Number 4, the disappearing Templar wealth. When the Templars were suppressed, their massive wealth in England was supposed to transfer to the Knights Hospitaller. Records show vast sums simply vanished in royal accounts under Edward I and Edward II and never appear again. Some believe the Order of the Garter was the perfect cover to keep key Templar assets under direct royal control, hidden behind the world's most exclusive brotherhood. And the historical source for that is The Templars, The Rise and Spectacular Fall of God's Holy Warriors by Dan Jones details how England's Templar treasure was handled far more discreetly than in France. All right, so I maintain, or based on some of this information, that the Order of the Garter is not just ceremonial. Its inner circle preserves a direct line of esoteric knowledge from the Templars. The Templars, if anything, were esoteric. They guard the Royal Templar Vault, a hidden crypt beneath Windsor, and said to contain, now this part here is the, I guess you could say conspiracy or heresy or hearsay, but this is what they say that they're guarding. The Royal Grail, a Druidic relic passed to the Templars and then to the crown. The Horn of the White Hart, a ceremonial horn tied to old kings of the Welsh marches. The Charter of Longshanks, a lost writ said to bind the Templar legacy to the crown's divine right to rule. So this is real world. Let's fast forward to today. This is real world. The Order today. King Charles III is the sovereign of the Order, and his son, Prince William, was inducted as a Royal Knight Companion in 2008. The Order still holds its secret charter meetings every June. No minutes are ever made public. The chapel's crypts remain off limits, even to most historians. So what are they hiding? All right, so I want to ask the cards, we're going to ask the Knights Templar Tarot, does the Order still require each heir to vow silence over the Templar treasure? So how reliable is all this information? Even though it's historical and there's sources, there's no proof because nobody has access. So is the Templar treasures, is the Order of the Garter preserving the Templar esoterics, the Templar treasures? Did the crown take or assume the Templars' money or keep it safe? Now, again, like I said, there's Templar Church, there's Templar, the Roslyn Chapel is a well-known Templar. There's Templar all over England. I can't think right now off the top of my head. What are some of them? Also, like Knights of Malta, all of those when they splintered like that. Whenever you see a red cross, like they say the cross of St. George. Oh, what's this? Oh, there we go. Look at that. 10 of Swords. Oh, when the Templars were in ruin, look at, there we go. 2 of Cups and Knight of Cups. I wonder if the king said, yeah, we'll keep your treasure for you, but we're keeping it for ourselves. Let's find out. What is the real and true connection with the Knights Templar, the Order of the Garter, and today's crown, modern British family. There were some other little myths I found there that Prince William refused to drink out of one of the cups, and apparently you need to drink out of that cup to become the king, the next king, or the next Prince of Wales. And that's also why he hasn't had his investitures, because he hasn't had a drink out of that cup. I couldn't find any real factual information on that myth. You have to be really careful when you dig into some of these things and make sure that you do have a source to back you up. All right, shall we begin? What's going on with the Templars, the Order of the Garter, the devil in reverse? They are absolutely tied together. Not saying what they're doing is evil. The devil in reverse is, devil upright is an addiction or some such thing that you eventually can rid yourself off of. Like smoking, for example, or heavy drinking. Or even if you get cancer, it would be a cancer you'd be able to rid yourself of. A bad wife, that kind of thing. When it's in reverse, it's almost impossible to rid yourself. So if you have cancer and you're doing yourself a health reading and the devil shows up in reverse, that cancer is there to stay. Doesn't mean it's going to kill you. You can have cancer and get hit by a bus, right? But it just means it will never leave you. And I think I've got one friend, she's lived with cancer for well over 20 years. It's still there and they're keeping it at bay. Very slow growing, but she's definitely got it. So this is telling me they are tied together and it's almost impossible to untie. It is impossible to untie them. Four of Swords, there it is, the crypt underneath, quiet, just hanging out, not saying anything. Page of Pentacles. To me, that's them selling you on an idea. Six of Swords. Well, yeah, that's what the information says, that some of them did escape from France and made it to England to peace. And you can even just think, like, this is the people in France getting burned at the stake, and here they are, they're sneaking off to England. Nine of Swords in reverse. At first, it was really tricky to have all of that there. But they don't lose sleep over it, or they're not worried about anybody finding out, or even if they did in today's day and age, it certainly wasn't as dangerous as back then. And so there they are, moving from getting burnt at the stake off to more peaceful land and to calm their anxiety and their nerves. And so they were safe. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, I don't think that will ever come to light. I don't think they'll ever be able to really use it the way it was meant to be used. Queen of Cups in reverse. The myth, or not myth, or the story goes that Diana took William down there with Charles so that William could have a sip of the cup that goes to the next Prince of Wales. And Diana was the one who told him not to. She didn't believe in any of it. She didn't want any of that. And it's interesting that showed up there. Two of Wands. What I find interesting is the white cross isn't on there. So do they somewhat struggle with the Queen of Cups here? Do they somewhat struggle with bringing the information out into the public, right? Because the Two of Wands is, should I stay, should I go? You've got, two directions to go here. And I'm almost wondering if they struggle with letting people know that the Templars are still alive and well, not the ones that were burned, of course, but they're esoteric, they're treasure, they really kind of struggle with it. The World in reverse. the World in reverse, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I think it was Queen Elizabeth who kept it quite quiet, right? She's the one who did not want it going out into the world. Here she is, right here, the Queen of Pentacles. She did not want it going out in the world. She did not want the world to know. There might have been a bit of a struggle there about, is it time? It's modern times. You don't have to worry about anybody burning you at the stake, and there is some historical significance here. And let's share a little bit more of this. This is our history and whatnot. And it was Queen Elizabeth who said, no, this is still going to be hidden from the world. Wonder if Diana wanted to be part of it, and it was the Queen who said no. Maybe because she would have exposed some of it. Knight of Swords in reverse. They're constantly being attacked with words. So whether you just saw them in June, they were marching around, and people were like, enough of this. Why are we doing this? Like, they also put out a lot of false information for distraction. Let's see, underlying here, the moon. Yeah, it's very veiled, very, very veiled. It's a lot of it's an illusion. You know what I'm not getting here is a lot of money. We have the Eight of Pentacles and it's in reverse, but I'm not getting like 10 of Pentacles, which would show its legacy passed down. We're not getting a lot of that, to be honest. Three of Cups, it looks like it's just almost like a party. It's kind of like a party, a celebration, but you're not in it. Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Emperor, and King of Cups. Look at that. The Star. Yeah, I'm getting that. Interesting. Look at the cross that's there. I'm getting that it's really just ceremonial. I really do. But here with the Star, here's what's kind of cool. Is that, and he's mixing things up. They could be using some of their esoteric practices that have been passed down time and time again. This is the Emperor, the French Emperor, the French King that put an end to them. That's why we not celebrate. We're afraid of Friday the 13th. I'm getting that they use some of the esoteric spells, the esoteric information. There's a lot of whispers that their information comes from Atlantis. I'm getting that that's what they do. I think they more rely on that to conjure up good luck, God save the king or queen or whatever it is. At the time, I think that's what it is. I'm getting that it is more ceremonial. Four of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. You know what? They've done a great job of keeping it secret, keeping it. They work hard at keeping it what it is. Strength in reverse, Nine of Wands in reverse, Temperance. Yeah, you know what? I'm not getting that there's huge artifacts down there or hiding a lot of things. I was actually looking for the Judgment card. That's a grave. You open it up and things come out. And I thought that would be an opening kind of thing. And we didn't get that. We got the Temperance here. Could be like, it's just a mix of tradition. I'm wondering I don't think there's any treasure there at all. If it is, it's some kind of artifact, like a book. Perhaps it's a book of knowledge, but then we would see the Magician. The only thing we get that's any kind of esoteric is the Star here. Hope and healing. So perhaps they use it for more for healing, the healing modalities. Um, yeah, I'm getting that it's just kind of ceremonial. Some of them are almost bored of it already. Like, okay, well, yeah, let's go because we'll have a glass of wine with each other and kind of catch up. And but it's not a very strong. Um, well, it's only like a handful, like a couple of dozen people, right? So it doesn't hold the same strength that it used to, and it's kind of embattled, and people are starting to attack it like this is really old. What's the point of this? Oh, you guys get to dress up and show us how great you are. Like, I'm not saying that's what I'm saying, that I'm saying that's what I saw online. That I think the monarchy is, I don't know if I'm going to see it in my lifetime, but I bet in 30, 40 years, there'll be no monarchy as we know it today, not with all the pomp and circumstance and whatnot, maybe even 20, 30 years. But yeah, it doesn't do the royals a lot of favors to do this anymore. Like I said, I think they just get together, complain about the weather, maybe do some kind of healing, some kind of meditation work, etc., etc. I don't think there's any money there. We're not getting the big money. We're not getting the Nine of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, the we got the Eight in reverse, and that's working for your money. With Seven of Pentacles, and that's working. That's putting things away for a future time. So I don't think there's any big treasures. If there was, then it is Edward one and two who got it all, and then used it for whatever they had to use it for. I think it's just, yeah. I think it's connected somehow. We have the Emperor and the King of Cups. We have Charles right there. Charles was there as the Prince of Wales, and he's there as the king after his mom passed away. So I think, yeah, it's definitely a connection with the crown, um, but it's more ceremonial, and I think eventually it's going to wither away. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like under one of William's children that they kind of put an end to it. All right, well, there you go. So there's another historical one. Thank you so much for watching. Please take good care. See you online. Bye for now.